Alright guys, so today's video we're going to check out something slightly different. Now it's still going to be audio related, but we're going to check out a pair of sunglasses from Bose that also utilizes Bluetooth audio. And so the pair that I picked up is the Bose Frames, but it's the Alto version. There's the Alto, which is more kind of squared off and look more like it's made for men, where the Rondo had a curved look to it, and I felt just kind of looked like it was more for females. So as you can tell, just simply by looking at them, they look like a normal pair of sunglasses. Now the band on these are pretty thick, so that's kind of housing the battery and the speakers and all that we will get into. Alright, so the first thing you're probably wondering is the thing that I was wondering, is who could this product possibly be for, and who would this benefit? But if you think about it, like delivery drivers, like people that work for the post office, UPS, FedEx, all companies like that, they're not allowed to have earbuds in their ears while they're driving or while they're delivering, simply because of safety issues. So if you're able to be out and about all day and have sunglasses on where you can listen to your music, it's kind of genius. Now also think about if you're somebody that's out walking, jogging, running, you also need to be aware of your surroundings. There are a lot of people that go out and buy Ray-Bans. And so I looked up Ray-Bans in this similar style, and they're like $150. So if you actually look and try to justify the cost sum, for an extra $50, you're getting directional speakers in here, and you're getting the smart function controls. This is basically while they're on, you can say, "Okay Google" or "Okay Siri," and you can go through your smart functions. It actually works really well, and that you have to do to control your volume, because these do not control the volume on the sunglasses themselves. Now I have tried other sunglasses that had speakers on them as well, but the huge difference here is with the Bose, they're using speakers that have directional audio, as to where the other companies that I use had like the bone conducting, so it was doing something completely different. And there's kind of benefits to that, because the bone conducting actually had pretty decent bass, where the Bose, having speakers facing down like this way and down towards your ears, it's giving you more spacious sound, but it's also taking away bass because you just don't feel that impact. But we'll get into that in a second with the sound. Now, one of the main things you're going to want to know is that these have Bluetooth 5.0. And the huge benefit to that is if you're going to use these to watch YouTube videos or movies or anything like that, you're not going to experience any lag. Now that's really important, and I like that they implemented that into these. Alright, so now the battery life on these is kind of disappointing. On a single use, you'll get about 3.5 hours of use, which really isn't that long, and it means you're going to have to remember to charge these things quite frequently. And speaking of charging, you have to have the proprietary cable that these come with, and it takes 2 hours to fully charge them. So it's kind of inconvenient to charge them, and I wish, now these did come with a case, I wish they found a way to charge the sunglasses within the case itself. It's kind of like taking the truly wireless earbuds method and implementing it into sunglasses, which would work really well, and I could see being a lot more convenient. Now obviously that would have made the case even bigger, when I think this case is already taking up quite a bit of space. It's a fairly large case. But the sunglasses themselves, I mean, it says that they're made out of ultra modern materials, which I don't know if that's a fancy word for plastic, because they just feel like plastic. They don't feel like anything special as far as build quality goes. But the case itself, like I said, it's really nice. Kind of has a felt interior. It has a magnetic clasp to keep these things sealed. So I really like the design of the case. Now, as far as controls, now once you go through the pairing process, all you have to do from then on is just put the headphones on, and there is a single button. Now, the single button will connect you to your device pretty much like instantly, and then it'll tell you your battery life, and then you can just go on listening to what you listen to. Now the single button also is your play and pause button. You can also tap it twice to skip forward, 3 times to start the track over, and then 3 times again if you want to go to the prior track. And then if you get phone calls, you can simply tap the button once and it will answer your calls. Now the mic quality on here is so-so. There is one microphone on here. It's actually hidden on the right side arm on the inside, so it causes it to sound a little bit muffled, but again, for sunglasses that have a microphone, taking calls pretty much sounds like this.
Alright guys, so here is a mic test. As you can see, the things going up and down of the Bose sunglasses. I think for a mic that is just a single mic and it's located on the right side, I think it picks up very well and more than passable for phone calls and things.
So as far as a pair of sunglasses, these are not polarized, but the one thing I do want to point out, usually when I put sunglasses on, it kind of messes with my eyes some. These did not do that. Everything is still really clear. It dims everything down a good bit, which you guys could probably see there. It just does a great job at blocking out the sun, but not really messing with your vision. So as far as a pair of sunglasses, I really think they did a good job. So how do these things sound? I mean, they're $200 pair of sunglasses. You hope they sound good. And to be honest, they really do, and then they really don't. Kind of depends on what you want to use them for. Like I said earlier, bone conducting is giving you the impact of bass. Now these don't do that. Now with the directional speakers, you're just getting really crystal clear highs, and the mids come through very well. Vocals sound great. So if you're watching a movie, you're listening to podcasts, or anything that's more dialogue driven, it sounds fantastic. But if you're listening to more mainstream pop music, it still sounds fun. It sounds really good, but you're going to lack that bass impact that you're probably used to with earbuds or headphones. So you kind of have to understand what these are and who they're aimed for. I think they're aimed to be able to just use on the go, but not try to take over the whole sound experience. You can still hear people talking to you. But the thing about these two though, at about 50% volume, people around you are going to hear what you're listening to as well. So if you're in a quiet environment or you're around a bunch of people, even though these seem like a personal listening experience, they're really not. People that are close to you are going to know everything you're listening to pretty clearly, as opposed to other ones that are bone conducting. They're not pushing out sound as much, and it's more doing it internally. And it's just keeping it from leaking so much sound. So these do leak quite a bit of sound. They're very pushed towards mids and treble, and the bass definitely is pulled back. There is very little impact. It is there. It's not like it's completely flat. But again, if you're used to listening to modern headphones and earbuds where they're pushing bass, this will be a different sound altogether. So for $200, I'm gonna say these probably just aren't for everybody. They are for a more specific type group, but you gotta think, if you're out traveling or if you're somebody that wears sunglasses a lot, this keeps you from having to keep earbuds or headphones, and then it gives you the ability to use smart controls and listening to your music or podcasts while you're just doing what you're doing. But the frequent charges because of the battery life is kind of a setback. The sound quality, I really would have liked a little more bass. I would have liked if they added a battery into the case so that if you put the sunglasses in here, it just kind of boosts them, gives them a little bit of a charge, so you're not always having to use that proprietary charger to charge these things up. So anyway guys, that is my review of the Bose Alto frames. Again, they have a rondo style that's a little more curved if you like that. There will be a link below if you guys are interested in finding out any more information on these. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.